I hope you all are having a good day. So before I go out to the garden, I wanted to make some quick pickled red onions, and we've done a video on this before. I will definitely link that. I've started just depending on what type of taste that I want to. Like sometimes I'll add a little bit of garlic in there for a garlicky onion taste. But what I'm sitting here thinking about, y'all, and I was telling my friend about this the other day. Let me see if I can cut and talk at the same time. But I have so many kitchen gadgets. I think just about every kitchen gadget that you could think of, I've bought it or I had it. And so I pulled out my mandolin a few minutes ago. And it was just so frustrating to me. First of all, I haven't used it in a while because when the kids were here, and I really used it towards the holiday when I cooked really big. But now that, you know, everyone is moving out and is an adult now, I find myself, I don't cook as much. Like sometimes I will still cook big depending on when it is. But with the mandolin, I got so frustrated because I had to read the instructions again. And then I also had to like try to figure out what was going on. And when I finally figured it out, I'm like, you know what? Let me just get my knife. I'm not even finna pull out a cutting board. Let me get this plate, and I think this will be a little bit faster. And what I was telling my friend is when I would talk to my grandmother or when I would talk to older people, you know, they didn't have and they didn't use all of these different things. Everything was basic. And so now as I'm getting older, I'm finding myself really going back to the basics. Yes, some appliances do make things a little bit quicker for us, especially if we're doing a large job. But other things, it's just like go back to the basics. So that's what I've been doing with this knife and with this plate. Now normally with the cutting board I can cut faster, but I'm making sure that I do not cut myself while I'm talking. But before I go out in the garden, this is what I'm doing today. I'm going to pickle these red onions. These are garden grown. It smells so good. The more I cut, the more my eyes are starting to tear up. But let me go ahead and get finished. But you guys comment below, do you have a lot of appliances that you have? Like my husband tells me all the time, you need to get rid of some of this stuff. And now I'm starting to agree with him just a little bit. I'm starting to agree with him because I'm like, how often are you really going to use this mandolin? Like seriously, how often? And then I have some things out in the storage that I haven't used in years. That's kind of sad to say. So we'll see what happens. But I think the mandolin is one of those things that I can definitely part with because what seems to be working right now is the good old knife and this good old plate. So this is a basic type of vinaigrette dressing that I make as a base, but it's so many things that you can do with it after I actually put all of the ingredients in that you saw. I remember that I had some dried oregano already dried, so I went back in and I put the dried oregano in. If you have rosemary, if you have thyme, if you have different spices, you can also add this in to your vinaigrette. I'm telling y'all, once you start making your own salad dressings, you probably don't want to go back to store-bought. It's super simple, super easy to make, and I just store it in the refrigerator. And you already know, oftentimes I will make pre-packaged salads where I'll make them up for the next few days, and then I will just put these on top of, just drizzle them on top of your salads or any other thing that you could think of. Let your imagination be your guide, and it's just so cost effective as well. So here's our finished salad dressing, and just basically what I did was I had a little extra apple cider vinegar that was left over for the onions. So we can't throw that away, we have to use it. So we made some dressing, and so all I do is I just put this in the refrigerator. Now sometimes the olive oil will kind of solidify. So if you know you're gonna eat a salad, just take it out and bring it back to room temperature, and you're good to go. I mean, this is so much fresher. You can taste all of the fresh ingredients. This is so much better, it's so much quicker, and it's so much easier, and it's so much cost effective. So this is like our quick salad dressing with vinaigrette. And again, just like with the pickled red onions, it just depends on what I have on hand that I will use variations. Sometimes I may chop some garlic up in there. Sometimes I may put some other herbs in there. Sometimes I may add Parmesan cheese. So it just depends on what I have on hand. But due to the fact that we had some extra apple cider vinegar that we were not about to throw away, I thought this would be really quick and easy because we always have pre-prepared salads in the refrigerator. Okay, so I want to show you some good and some bad things in the garden, because this is what I want to really let everyone know. I don't expect 100% grow success rate each season that I have a garden, because right now the temps are about 98, the humidity is crazy, and some plants are checking out. Like I don't care how much I mulch, how much I try to make sure they're watered, they're stressed up under this sun. And as a matter of fact, sometimes I come out here and I get stressed and I go back in the house because it's just so hot. So protect yourself, keep hydrated. But this is our patio container right here, and so these are some new little peppers that I ordered that I really want to try. I think they're called kitchen bell peppers. So they're going to turn red. They started off small. They're starting to get some growth on them now, and I'm actually starting to see some of the pepper blooms that are coming on. But here is the thing, I'm gonna come and stake it, but I had to put food grade diatomaceous earth in this container because I had some little tomato seedlings left over, and so they started seriously eating the leaves. I don't know why the insects want to pick on the little plants. I have no idea. I guess they think that they're very vulnerable. So we got that going. But this is also what I want you to comment on. If you've ever grown a ball type basil, this is purple ball basil. Do you have to shape it into a ball, or does the plant do it? And the reason why I am asking is because I have grown 3 different types of basil that are supposed to be a ball shape, and none of them never really form into a ball. Yeah, they just kind of start growing upright for some odd reason. Now I am going to start picking this. This mosquito is on something and he's going to leave me alone, but I'm going to start pinching this first of all to encourage bushiness, and then hopefully it'll turn into a ball. I think out of all of these, and they don't really get any bigger than these. The package said to space them about 8 inches apart. This is probably about the only one that looks like it's trying to form a ball, but I'm not sure. But it's really pretty, and it really tastes good. I've grown a lot of purple basil over the gardening season. So this is our patio container that we have planted up that's growing, and then we still have our tomatoes that are putting off tomatoes still. But I have to come out here and pick it when I start seeing birds and squirrels come up here, because I seen a green tomato on the ground the other morning. I have to wait, like the ones you see right here. I may wait maybe a couple of more days for these, and then I gotta pull it. Like, I cannot let it ripen on the vine, because it, once again, is a lot of disrespect going on, just like this mosquito that keeps hovering around me. I think he's bitten me more than once. But let me show you some things that we're gonna have to pull in the garden. Okay, so we had the Big Daddy Petunia check out on us. Once I put it in this container, they started growing good, and then they just checked out on us. And I'm gonna move up, because right here are the same ones. I started these from seed. I actually need to water these. They're doing good. I have another hanging basket that's doing okay. Now, I did expect for them to get a little bit more fuller. They're still trying to grow, but I noticed that they grow more upright rather than kind of trail over. So every time I test something new or try a new variety of seeds, these are all of the things that you can put in your gardening journal, so that you'll know if you want to perhaps grow the same type again the next season. But the colors of them are really pretty. It was a mix. So we had like a deep purple, a lavender color, this pink color, but it was really pretty. But they have more of an upright growth. Okay, so here is our container zucchini. So I tried a different variety this year. I'm about to get ready to pull it, so I pulled the mulch off. And if you've been with us for a while, the squash vine borers, they get us every year for the squash and zucchini. So I was able to harvest 2 off here. I really came out and tried to check on this plant more than all of the others, and still we had a problem. So I'm gonna pull it. I don't know what I'm gonna put in here yet. I have a toothache plant that I started from seed that I may just put in here. The squash are doing okay. I was able to harvest 1 off of it. It's kind of like it slowed in growth as well. I don't know. I'm going to get it. I'm going to find the secret on how to get the squash vine borers away. I even use BT on the plant, and it was still doing good. But every year this is what happens to us. And I've talked to so many people in this area, and they have the same thing. Now, they have another solution, but I'm not going to do that solution, y'all, because we try to be organic as possible. So I wanted to make a pit stop over here and show you our hydrangeas. And the only regret that I have, y'all, is not buying more. When I saw these, I saw these years ago. They were on clearance, and I looked at the tag and I thought, how pretty. And so I just came and put them right here, spaced them apart like they said. But each year they grow more and more. Each year they put on more and more blooms. I'm not sure the name. I just know that they're by Better Homes and Garden, and so they're going to be like pink and white. It's like an ombre effect with the blooms, and they're so pretty in the fall. And I'm like, man, I wish I had have gotten more, but I just enjoy the beauty of these 2 right here. So hopefully towards the fall you will really start to see them put on. But they're so pretty, and I hope that I'll find some more that are similar to these, because I really like them for the simple fact that I don't have to worry about old wood or new wood with these. I don't cut them back. All I do is, once they start to come out in the springtime, is I will come in and put the slow release fertilizer around it, and that's pretty much all I do for the season. So I guess it likes this spot over here. It does get a little morning sun, not too much, and then just a little bit of afternoon sun. So it really likes this spot over here, but I can't wait until they start to bloom. Okay, so this Lemon Boy tomato is doing really well. I'm not gonna talk about it too much, y'all, because the other one checked out on me, okay? But we had so much rain that came down over the weekend. Like, it was raining. I welcomed it. I was so glad. But it also caused a little bit of cracking in our tomatoes. But don't you think I'm not going to use these tomatoes because of that. And you know, I always tell a lot of people, I think sometimes we're so used to like a perfect plant or a perfect vegetable. So I'm okay with a little cracking, just knowing how it was grown. So I just wanted to share with you some good things and some not so good things that are going on in the garden. So make sure you comment below. Let me know what are some things that are doing well in your garden and some things that maybe not be doing as you expected. This is all part of the journey. This does not stop me from growing. This keeps me pushing forward, trying new things, seeing what works. This is why it's really important to have a garden journal so that you can know what are some of your tried and true varieties that you know you can grow, and then that way you can have a space for new things that you want to try.